Oh yeah, put that out of frame.
Yeah, we're out of frame.
My neck is just like,
You gotta jerk that thing.
Posture is key.
Posture is key.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yeah, we're here. It's another episode of
Sofa Tomatoes.
Oh, don't do that. That was cringe.
That was
so cringe.
That was no good.
I hate myself for doing that.
No gang signs, please.
No, we only endorse Bloods and Crips.
Yeah.
No, we don't. Everything else is wrong.
Right.
But we're back. I'm Mike Tomato.
I'm Tom Sofa.
And we're here to just talk about shit.
Yeah. We got a good topic for you guys today.
It's one that has impacted our lives very recently.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
But before we get into that, I did want to talk about something that I saw in the news today.
Oh.
Okay. This is something that happened a couple of days ago, but like it just kind of hit my feed recently.
Okay.
And I think it's just like the chaos of all that is the new
Empire
president-elect to be. It kind of got like brushed under the rug. And for me, I love the topic of aliens.
Aliens are great.
Aliens. They're out there. And so this was our Congress, our congressmen and women held a hearing about aliens.
Love that.
And they invited, experts in the field.
Okay.
And they dropped some bombs.
What'd you learn?
So allegedly, I don't because everything had to be classified to most of it because I don't know, they don't want mass panic or whatever, but I think everybody is generally on board with aliens.
And there's already mass panic with what's going on, so we got that going for us.
But the newest update was that aliens are in the oceans.
Oh, I like that.
Aliens are in the oceans.
I like that.
So
like Atlantis?
All of them. Wherever. Atlantis, the resort, and the fictional town.
Well, not fictional. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Plato, I think, was the one that said it was real, or Homer, one of the Greeks, said it was real.
Well, maybe it was.
It could have been. So in this hearing, they were saying that these UAPs, because UFOs are now called UAPs.
What?
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
They couldn't have picked something with a hard consonant.
Well, those are the ones that fly, and then since we're talking about the ones in the oceans, now there's USOs.
Oh,
unidentified submersible objects.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of nomenclature that's being thrown around.
Okay.
And so this expert, I don't know exactly what his credentials are or like what made him fit to speak in front of Congress, but there was some vetting. He was under oath before a hearing. You always have to go under oath.
Okay.
And he said that these aliens are flying in and out of the water like it's nobody's business. And that there's likely alien bases in the ocean.
I believe that.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more ocean than there is land.
Well, another fact that I learned through this whole process.
You didn't know that?
No, I did know that.
I was gonna say that's a wild one for you not to know.
I mean it's what, like 70% water, whatever.
It's big time.
But
you're 70% water.
Sure, fine. I'm fine with that. But because they're fucking around in the oceans, and like there's likely a base in the ocean that they've been here for a long time.
Mm-hmm. I believe that.
Right?
Why wouldn't they have been?
I think that's crazy. So we're kind of just like an experiment. Like that was kind of the grand theory that some of these Congress people were coming to, was that
we're the experiment.
Yeah,
I believe that.
That they're just kind of like observing us to see if like we blow each other up or not.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting close.
Like, hey, let's give these things a sense of consciousness and free will, and let's see what they do. Meanwhile, we're just going to fly around our little UAPs and USOs and check it out.
So why can't we see them? They got their invisible shield on?
Maybe
our eyes just can't see their...
Well, they have things on radar and on camera. The only, I guess, things that are pretty peculiar is that these craft of some sort totally defy the laws of physics as we know it.
Of course.
where, you know, we abide by certain laws like inertia, right? So like G-forces and whatnot.
G-forces.
You know, so if you like make a hard turn in a car, in a plane, whatever, you know, you jello, you're like, whoa,
Yep.
that's a G-force.
Yep.
And these crafts just defy that logic, defy that rule of physics, which is fascinating because they're just like turning on dimes in and out of water.
That's pretty cool.
It's great. It's crazy. And I think in the chaos of like all that is Donald Trump and his appointments, which are absolutely fucking stupid, but aliens. And the government was just like, so we got aliens.
Yeah.
And there's multiple species of aliens.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's the trip.
Doesn't surprise me.
And so I'm here for it. I'm here for these aliens. I wish that I could speak to them. I have questions.
Sure.
I got questions. You know, I'm not asking to like, I don't know, go out to dinner with an alien.
Okay.
But get coffee.
Yeah,
you know?
Quick coffee.
You know, just coffee with an alien. And see what's up.
What do you think? What kind of coffee you think an alien drinks?
I think they might go matcha.
I think they're matchas.
They might like matcha. Okay, thanks, Harry. But otherwise, I think that's really cool. I think I really enjoyed that little hearing that I watched on YouTube today.
That's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah. The government is kind of getting on board with aliens now. It used to be a joke, and now they're kind of taking it a little serious. But maybe that's because the government is a joke right now.
Government is a joke. You know what I saw today?
No.
I saw some sort of post on Instagram. Could have been true. Could have been a lie. Seemed like a probably true
Okay,
post.
sure.
A little factoid. I get like fun little factoids.
We love a factoid. Yeah, yeah. Hit me with it.
And it said that I believe Japan has spent $185 million over the past, I don't know how long.
It's a decent amount of money.
On this massive, massive telescope.
Cool.
In the hopes of finding some aliens. That's
nice.
Literally what the post said.
Nice.
And this telescope that they made looked like just a huge disc.
Okay, as most telescopes are.
Massive.
Yeah.
Didn't really see it. I just saw it from like bird's eye view, so that's
okay.
all I could really see. But
up in the mountains, like up in the Japanese mountains?
Man, I just saw bird's eye view of the telescope, but the bird's pretty close. The bird's not like far, so I can't really see what was around the
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha.
But it was cool. It's
cool.
Pretty cool little thing. I hope it's fact.
Aliens are hot right now. You know, they're hot.
It's also a great distractor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that kind of like thought experiment of like aliens.
Yeah.
And, you know, entertaining
They're out there. There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely.
But
and it also kind of puts some things into perspective. You know, it's like I pay taxes, but do aliens pay taxes?
No.
You know?
No, they don't. Well, they probably do in a different way.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows how their societies are structured? You know, are we mirror images of their societies, or are we just like fucking around and finding out?
I bet they're worse than us.
You think?
Yeah.
Do you think it's like how Marvel has it, where it's like those galactic like unions or whatever, where it's like multiple aliens get together and they're like, this is the order of the universe. We follow these laws, these rules. Or is it like Star Trek?
Dude, I think it's kind of like, I like to hope that it's kind of like Orville. Seth MacFarlane.
I know the show. I've actually never watched it.
That's okay. It's I wouldn't say that it's
a spoof of Star Trek, right?
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Star Trek.
You'll get it. I really like it. I'll tell you that much. I really liked it. They made a more recent season that was a little harder to follow.
Okay.
But the first, I think, 2 seasons were pretty excellent, in my opinion. And I think that the way that they had the different alien species was very fun. And the way that they had each species had its own economy and their own different way of doing things.
Yeah.
And it was very creative, the different things that each species did. So it was very, very funny.
Is it still on TV?
I doubt it. I mean, I believe it's a Hulu original.
That's enough licking chicken.
Go on, boy. Go lay down, please. Go on. That's a good doggy. Go all the way. That's my boy.
Because I never got into Star Trek. I was never like a Star Trek kid.
No, I was never a Trekkie.
I think that was before my time.
Just before our time.
Yeah. Although the movies were good. I liked the Star Trek movies.
Never saw the movies.
They're pretty good.
I never saw anything Star Trek except for things that made fun of Star Trek, and that was pretty much
okay.
it, you know.
Yeah. It's very memeable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
It is cool.
We like Orville. We like Seth MacFarlane. He's good. I'm waiting for him to come out with like a musical. Could be an alien.
He has a great voice.
Because like how the South Park guys did a Book of Mormon, like why hasn't Seth MacFarlane come out with a musical? Why?
I'm not sure.
It makes no sense. Or maybe he's just sleeping on it until everyone's just kind of like sick of Family Guy, and then he drops a musical, and it's a Tony, blockbuster. Who knows? Stay tuned, I guess.
Maybe. I bet it's too much.
But it's got to be in the cooks, in the works. Words are hard today.
Put it in the cooks.
It's got to be in the works. He's got to be cooking it up and making something happen.
Okay.
Because I would go. I would watch that show like immediately.
You know what I think? I think that's too much work for him.
I think he has enough time.
I think he likes having enough time.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he wants to put forth the effort that he wants to put effort toward. I think that,
sure.
And I bet that is just not his bag.
Not his thing.
Not his thing. I know he's a big music fan.
He has so many like show tunes in Family Guy. So many.
He does. I agree.
I'm
not arguing that.
So it's like, how could you not?
Get on the phone with him.
Just my theory.
Get on the phone with him.
When he starts watching, and as soon as he becomes a fan, we'll call him up. He'll dial in, and we'll say, "Hey, we got Seth on the phone today."
Do you ever feel like Seth MacFarlane kind of looks a little bit like Elon Musk? Or is that just me?
No, now that you say it, I can see it a little bit. But I mean, like, what's one white guy to another white guy?
I mean, they're both big-headed white guys.
Big heads.
A little bit out of their weight class.
Robust bodies. Yeah.
Elon's hair is more brown. Seth MacFarlane's a little darker brown, like, right?
Sure. Or vice versa. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I know Seth is probably a better person.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Than Elon.
Yeah, I mean, we're not talking here.
I think Mr. Musk is possibly like on the spectrum a little bit, and that's no shade to the spectrum.
We all are.
That's just like his and his disposition. These like weird like star jumps, X jumps that he was doing at the Trump rallies, and the weirdness that just follows. I can't. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I mean, shout out Dogecoin.
No.
Why no?
I do not endorse crypto. Fine, you can endorse crypto, but this is a 50-50 split.
I'm just shouting it out.
I'm a no crypto. And it actually, in my opinion, crypto kind of fits our theme of today, our main topic.
Oh, let's do it.
You want to get into it right now? Or do you want to talk about, like, do you have a hill at all?
I could think of a hill.
Okay.
But we also haven't done TV show yet.
Oh, okay, fair.
What you been watching?
Did
you watch The Penguin?
I did not watch The Penguin.
Whoa!
I got
twist.
I got caught up in the 50 for 50 or 30 for 30 docs.
Oh, right.
About Steve McNair,
which is crazy.
That was fascinating. I love a true crime and then make it sporty.
Yeah.
It really hits you. And then I was just kind of like following this alien thing for today mostly.
Totally.
But yeah, get into the Steve McNair story. I had no idea who this man was before I watched this documentary. I did not know this person existed.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the Tennessee Titans were the Houston Oilers beforehand. Didn't even know that was part of American history, NFL history. But the coach for the Titans, and I think he was the coach of the Oilers like during the transition as well, was a coach for the 85 Bears or something. He's somehow connected to the 85 Bears.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty great.
I wonder who that is.
I don't know. He looks like your standard like football coach archetype character.
Could be anyone.
Like Friday Night Lights guy. Copy and paste almost.
Copy and paste them. Okay.
But he seems like a genuine kind of dude. He really liked Steve. I think he and Steve had a good relationship. At least that's what the documentary portrayed. Totally. And devastated by the murder of such a great player. A franchise player. I think most Titans fans, based on how it was presented, see Steve as like their guy always and forever.
For sure. Steve's a good guy.
Yeah, I think like any person, they contain multitudes and some are complicated.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a perfect guy.
No. But the documentary doesn't like trash his legacy.
That's good.
By any means of the word. But it just shows you that there are things that he did in life that kind of allowed the final events of his life to occur, if that makes any sense. Yeah. But the 30 for 30 stuff, they always do a good job. I always think they are pretty candid and fair with their representations of the stories. The Duke lacrosse players one was really fascinating.
Oh, I don't know that one.
You didn't know that one?
I bet I know about it a little bit.
So it was like the Duke lacrosse players invited a stripper to someone's house or whatever.
Okay.
And the woman accused them of gang raping her.
Oh.
And these allegations proved to be false. But since they're frat boys, the public, the court of public opinion just assumed they were guilty from the get-go. And,
Jeez.
It's a fascinating story about media and the influence of media on trials.
Sure.
And, public opinion about young white men in privileged circumstances.
Definitely.
I think they were kind of set up to some degree, but also like there is, I guess what's the word I'm looking for when you have kind of like a connotation about you, a reputation, not a reputation,
a stigma.
A stigma. Thank you. The stigma around fraternal type men in college, there is some truth to it.
Can be.
No
doubt.
I definitely, from my personal experience, those types of people exist.
Definitely.
And they proliferate and they kind of congregate within these fraternal communities.
Mm-hmm.
Fraternities are fucked up. The history of fraternities are fucking terrible.
Yeah.
So I don't blame, I guess, the public for their opinions of these men.
Right.
But it's a shame on these news outlets for not doing good journalism. And that was kind of the problem.
Well, you know what they say, some news outlets are strictly entertainment.
Yes. That is true, but then that's not news. News is not entertainment.
Well,
news is supposed to be fact, truth.
I agree with you. I'm just saying.
But some do see it as entertainment.
Is that what Fox said?
Well, Fox is the no spin zone.
No spin zone,
as we know.
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty about Fox, or the fascinating thing about Fox and kind of what they've trailblazed in media, American media, is that they would have opinion channels or like opinion personnel. So what is entertainment? And they would go kind of like in between their genuine news broadcasters. And there wouldn't be much of a difference between the two. So the average viewer would assume that the opinion pieces like Hannity are news, are stating fact, but it's not. It's all opinion. And it's a damn shame. Because it has absolutely fucked the discourse of media in this country and truth.
Right.
There is no the glory days of Walter Cronkite, so to speak. That doesn't exist anymore. Everyone's kind of in their own information bubbles.
That's true.
But I can go on and on about media. I have a book called Network Propaganda. It's like all about like Fox News and the proliferation of the 24-hour news network.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. If you ever want to read it,
Maybe.
Um,
I'm looking for a book for
it's
Mexico.
very informative.
I don't think that's
Lots
gonna
of
be
graphs, lots of charts.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the book for me. But
No, I think you need
am
like a fictional story, like not like a Harry Potter, but like maybe Percy Jackson.
It's a current book that I'm reading.
You're reading a book?
I am reading a book.
What are you reading?
It's a murder mystery.
Nice. Okay.
And it's an old book. It's like, I don't know, from the 70s maybe.
Okay.
Something like that.
Who's the author?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I got it over there in my office. I'm about almost halfway through it or so.
Okay.
But
Is it Agatha Christie?
No, it's not Agatha Christie. I'll show it to you later.
Okay.
But it's pretty good, and once I start to read, I really do like want to keep reading. It's easy to just turn another page and kind of
if it's a good book, yeah.
And you know what? At the time that I read, I was feeling very overstimulated. I felt like I was like it was just the middle of my work day, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to work. I didn't want to like play video games. I didn't want to do this. And I was just like, I just need to get my eyes off some screens.
Totally.
And I just started, reading a little bit of this book that I was already like a chapter in, and I just hadn't picked it up in a while. And then I finally picked it up, and I read the next, I don't know, 8 chapters or whatever.
Nice.
And then,
nice.
I haven't picked it up since. Maybe I'll read that on the plane ride to Mexico or something. But
planes are a great place to read.
But I want to get another book though, one that, because I have a feeling that once if I'm on the plane reading, I think I'm gonna fly through it.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna get through it pretty fast.
Do you like kind of the whodunit books, or do you kind of like YA, so like young adult stuff like Percy Jackson, Hunger Games?
I prefer
scary Stephen King kind of things.
I don't want it to be too scary. I prefer it to be a little bit, I don't know. I like a little bit of realistic vibe to it.
Oh, I have a book that you might like.
I want it to be a little bit fun. I want whatever the tone of it to be. I want the person to have a very distinct way of talking that I can kind of, that feels consistent.
I think I have a book you might like. Nicole actually gave it to me.
Really?
And it's a nonfiction book technically.
Okay.
But it's how to make movies and make money or something.
Fun.
It's written by 2 comedians, and it kind of gives you the ins and outs about, what it's like to submit a script and the movie making process.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
very comedic.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting.
If you want to borrow it, let me know.
Okay, yeah. I'm down.
Okay, cool.
I'll check that out.
It was a fascinating read. It's a quick read too. Like, these guys are pretty funny.
Yeah. That's what I need.
And it's kind of like they kind of have this no bullshit kind of thing about their writing style and the advice that they give. But it's cool. I enjoyed it.
All right.
But do you have a favorite book? I'm curious if you have like
Not
a favorite
really.
or like a book that like has kind of left an impact on you as a person.
Not really. I mean,
Not the Bible.
Definitely not the Bible for me. No, I would say that there aren't that many books that have left much of a mark on me.
Okay.
There was some stuff we read in high school that I liked. There were a couple books. Like, the problem is that I couldn't even name the books that I liked.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a couple sets of books that I read throughout high school that I really, really liked.
We read some good books in high school,
but it wasn't a book that was. It was like we were supposed to just read.
Like the summer reading requirement books, like that kind of thing?
No, I think that in one of our classes, I don't know if you were in that class with me or not, or if maybe it was just one of the classes I was in, we were just supposed to, I think Mr. Riskin's class, we were supposed to read every week.
A book?
Yeah.
No, not in high school.
In
no
high
way.
school, I was for sure reading books for some English class that we were supposed to literally. it could be any book we wanted. Maybe it wasn't Riskin's class. I don't know.
But
you just pick out a book. They just want you to read for, I don't know, an hour a week or something. But I just, or maybe it was 30 minutes a day or throughout the week, 2.5. I don't know exactly what the length of the time was that you were supposed to read.
Sure.
But I remember that there was a set of books about this high school kid. It was very relatable, a high school kid, but he ended up like the first book was more about him just and his friends and him and a girlfriend and this and that. And then the second book, he ended up getting like a part in a movie, and like it kind of took off in a really strange, different way. I'm sure that I'm not explaining it well, but I really, really enjoyed it. It was a fun couple of books, maybe 3 or 4 books that I just couldn't put down. I was just, during my free period.
Like it was a trilogy?
At least 3 books, maybe even 4.
Okay.
But I remember like when I had 8th period off.
Yeah.
I would just, and we had volleyball practice after, I would go sit in my car and just read this book until volleyball practice.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And I loved it. I would be
very curious to know what that book was.
I wish I could tell you.
Yeah.
Because I would love to reread it.
Sure. Totally.
You know? But it was good. It had a very, very good tone, very relatable tone.
Okay.
At the time.
So it's like the YA stuff. Like it sounds like very kind of like young adult fiction.
Definitely. Kind
of things. No, I like, that was kind of my go-to in high school for sure. I was reading like Divergent, Hunger Games, Spiderwick series for hot second. I really liked the Percy Jackson books. I really enjoyed those because it's like Greek mythology meets like, you know, teen action kind of thing. But if I could recommend a book that kind of like really changed like the way I perceive life, Beloved by Toni Morrison was a book I read in college.
Okay.
And Toni Morrison is incredible. And I haven't read all of her stuff. I've only read Beloved and Sula. I've only read those 2.
Okay.
But I need to read The Bluest Eye, and there's some other ones out, and she has some poetry that I should probably read as well. But Beloved is wild. It's technically kind of based off like true events, like something that did happen in the slave era United States. So it's kind of like after a traumatic event where a mother escaping slavery chose to kill her children, then have them go back into slavery.
Yeah.
And the book kind of takes place like after that event, and, you know, her and her still alive child kind of like piecing things together and what have you. But it's a beautifully written book, and it's not very long. But it just, you know, it's one of those books that like kind of pulls you out of your little bubble, and you're just like, wow.
Totally.
Kind of wow.
Okay.
So that one, I really like the women authors. Maybe that just speaks to my inner femininity, but
sure.
Toni Morrison's great. And then The Handmaid's Tale is probably also one of my favorite books of all time. It's very poignant for today. But I read that in college again. This was like in a summer class that I took. It was technically a prerequisite, and the professor hated me because I was kind of just like lazy.
Shocking.
But he was like a former Marine that was teaching, that was like at the Writers Workshop in Iowa.
Wow.
Which, if you don't know anything about the Writers Workshop, it's a very prestigious program for American writers. And, you know, and one of the books he chose for us was The Handmaid's Tale. And I remember I kind of already loved the concept of it. So it's like in America that's like gone into like a theocratic nightmare.
Okay.
And it follows this woman, and like her role as a handmaid is to like just have children to men that she's bequeathed upon, whatever.
Okay.
And, you know, it was one of those books that I read and I was like, this needs to be a movie. Like, why have I not seen this as a movie? But little did I know there was a movie made in the 80s, but it's not good. It's not good.
That's the risk.
And then there was a TV show that was recently made on Hulu, And I tried to watch it, but they did so much deviation from the book that I was just like, ugh, I can't. The source material is already so good. You don't need to do much. But they went to like a whole thing.
Right.
But that's a great book.
Okay.
I loved it. Loved it. Big fan.
Doesn't sound like up my alley, but
no, but maybe Rachel would
maybe
appreciate it.
Maybe she would.
But I think it's just a good read. I think Margaret Atwood is a really fascinating writer. She's really good at predicting future events, and technically everything that happens in The Handmaid's Tale is based off like history of some type peoples somewhere in the world. She's great.
Okay.
Yeah, loved it. Big fan.
Interesting.
Huge
Very,
fan.
very
Huge fan of The Handmaid's Tale. Huge. But yeah, books. Cool. I need to start reading more. Actually, I haven't really read that much lately.
Winter's a good time to read.
It is. It is a good time to get a cozy blanket and read a book.
Exactly. So.
It's true. It's true. I got to find some good books. Since my Yaya's moving, my mom has a bunch of like old books that are still at her house that, you know, are ripe for the picking.
For sure.
She's got a lot of Stephen King.
Okay.
Which I've never really read Stephen King. The things that I have read, it's a lot of like exhibition before we get to like the real juicy stuff. You know, like Stephen King is the type of person that would spend like 5 pages on like the history of corn in this town.
Okay.
You know, where it's like, is it really that consequential to the story? But for him it is. It provides you all this, you know, subtle detail, whatever. The man is insane. The man writes a book like every 2 months or something. And he recently got kicked off Twitter because he told Elon that he was like a girl or something.
Oh.
Or that he was like Madam Vice President or something. Something like cheeky and gay.
I had to let him know.
And Elon was just like, deactivated, you're off my platform. This platform of free speech, not so free anymore, buddy.
And and you pay to be verified too.
You do pay to be verified.
Crazy.
He had a good Twitter page, Stephen King, actually. He really came for the girls. And I really appreciated him.
I'm sure he's got a great Twitter page. Those writers got things to say.
They do, and they put it in great words.
They do. They know how to do it.
But yeah, get into it.
Okay.
Get into Stephen. I'll see what I can find. I think It is probably a book that I should read.
Yeah.
I want to read The Shining because the movie is incredible.
Definitely.
But I know the book and the movie are very different. I know Kubrick just kind of like was inspired by the book, but he didn't make the movie about the book or whatever. And then there's Cujo. It's like a evil dog. Pet Sematary is supposed to be another really good one. It's like you get buried in this plot of land and you come back alive and you're evil. And then Carrie. I would like to read Carrie probably. You ever seen Carrie the movie?
No.
With Sissy Spacek?
If it's a scary movie, I'm not watching it.
Carrie's a classic though. They're all gonna laugh at you. And then she kills everybody. It's wild.
That sounds awesome.
It's great. It's a great movie. It's a great movie for young women to watch.
Well, my recommendation as to what I've been watching, what I think that...
Oh, yeah, that was quite the tangent.
Well, these things need to be said. We got to get these things out into the air. Otherwise, you'll hold it in and you'll die.
That's true. That's true.
So you got to get it out.
We're going to blow up like Veruca Salt.
Exactly. So you're going to hate this.
Okay.
You are going to hate this.
Is it? Okay.
Don't even guess.
Why go for it? Because I want to guess.
Doesn't...
I want to guess. I want to guess these things.
Here's what I'm going to say. What have I been watching? I've been watching sports.
Sports. I don't hate sports.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't love sports.
But my recommendation is to catch a game. Watch a game. Watch a couple games.
Like what kind of game?
Well, it depends on the day of the week. It really does.
Like football, basketball, baseball, hockey.
What's beautiful right now is there's basketball and there's cricket. Football going on. Both same time. So like Sunday, Monday, Thursday, there's football. Tuesday, and then there's basketball every other day.
Yeah.
So there's always something going.
I don't have cable.
You don't need it. You could stream it
on
whatever. There's a way. There's a website that's called Stream East.
Okay.
You go on this, and then you just kind of you gotta close some pop-up ads.
Yeah.
But if you close the pop-up ads, eventually you get to watch the game for free.
Do you have a VPN on your
I don't.
computer?
I used to have a VPN, and I used it a little bit, but I found that I'm not a big crazy hacker guy like that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really matter for streaming these games. And then on top of that, I have ESPN Plus,
Okay.
which you go watch some games on. And then
Yeah.
I've also got my folks have like YouTube TV, so I could use their login stuff to watch like TNT if the game's on TNT or that type of thing.
Okay.
So
somebody's excited.
Yeah, Dwayne, chill. Your mom's gonna be home in a bit.
Yes, come on, Zoomies.
I think he's trying to get. I think Dwayne's trying to get Harry off that.
Oh, he is.
So he can get up there.
He is. He's like, I want the chair.
Yeah,
it's my chair.
I think. Yes.
Oh, buddy.
Okay. So those are my thoughts. My thoughts are to, I think, watch some sports. Get out there.
Watch some sports.
Watch some sports, and if you don't know what to watch exactly, just hit me up. I'll tell you what game's the good game right now to watch or whatever.
I think it would make my family happy if I finally became a Bears fan. But that would require me to watch the grass grow.
You know what would be cool?
No.
Is if you just picked a different team, but you just became a fan of that different team.
I should pick
not
the
Bears. Not you should not pick the Packers. That's
chaos.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Just for the sake of chaos.
Now would be a good time to be a Detroit Lions fan. They're really good.
No, if I was to pick a random team to become a fan of, I would choose one that doesn't get enough love. So, and one people don't really think about.
You want a bad team?
Yeah. I'm from Chicago.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So
the lovable losers.
You want the Jets?
No, I don't like New York.
Okay.
And it's really New Jersey at that point, I guess.
I mean, you don't like Florida. You want Jacksonville Jaguars?
No, because I don't like Florida.
Okay.
But maybe
what about Vegas Raiders?
Does Salt Lake have a team?
No,
they don't. Mm-mm. Damn. I could do Raiders.
Vegas.
But they're Vegas.
They're Vegas.
If they were Oakland, I would choose them.
They're not Oakland anymore, man. They're the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's got a stake in it.
God bless.
Yeah,
God bless Tom Brady. But he's not moving. You gotta figure it out.
He's gonna get him to do it.
Oh, you're a bully, Dwayne.
Let's see what he does. Hold on.
A bully.
He's going straight up there.
He is. He's a bully.
He's gonna pass out.
He's a bully.
Yeah.
Wow.
We just caught
Harry,
that live.
I'm so sorry that you just got bullied by a dog half your size.
I'm gonna have to just throw this out there. My dog Harry was just sleeping so peacefully,
like an angel,
on his chair, and Dwayne threw a fit,
a tantrum,
to wake him up and get him off of the seat. And the moment that my dog gets off the seat, this dog gets up there, and he's about to cash out up there.
Shame.
Too bad it was really freaking adorable, and I loved it. But that's some savage work right there.
I'm sorry, buddy.
That's some savage.
You didn't deserve that.
Savage. Talk about a scam.
Talk about a scam.
Yeah, Harry just got scammed.
You got scammed, buddy. Wow. So, how do you feel, Dwayne? He's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I got
he really
my chair.
Doesn't care. He's happy. So good for you, Dwayne. I respect the hustle.
Wow.
Low key. I don't respect the other scammers out there.
Wow, buddy. Wow. All right, that's enough, Harry.
Enough. You're done. Lay down. You're a good boy. You sit.
I know.
No,
buddy.
No. Stay there. Sit.
Nope.
Figure it out.
Not interested.
It's okay. You just got scammed. I get it.
You did. You got scammed.
It's okay. You're a good dog.
You got, buddy.
Got. Dude, do you have a hill?
Do I have a hill? Do I have a hill? Do I have a hill? Do I have a hill? You know, the last hill that I had was more of serious. It
was. What was it? Can you remind me?
It was Donald Trump. And the people that voted for Donald Trump are stupid.
Yep.
Which is correct. And but today, the hill that I want to die on is that the people that put, truck nuts on their cars should not exist.
Are those the little
like literal like physical
balls?
Ball sacks?
You don't like that?
I think those people should be deported to I don't know, the Arctic Circle.
I would think you would love
so that's nothing but shrinkage. That's what should happen to these people, because you think that the rest of us, as you're driving down the street in your souped up pick 'em up truck with your saggy dangly ball sack, that's something that we want to look at and that's something that we admire about you. No, absolutely not. We're going to send your ass to the Arctic Circle. Your little balls are going to shrivel up inside.
Yep.
They're going to go back to where they came from.
What are these called again?
Truck nuts.
Truck nuts.
Truck nuts.
Don't need truck nuts.
And you know what? How about this? If truck nuts are allowed to exist on the back of pickups, then there needs to be front end titties.
I think that's fair.
You know, we need some equality of the, I don't know, bodily and, or the anthropomorphization of your vehicles.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I've seen eyelashes on people's cars, where they put eyelashes on
like
the lights, on the headlights.
On like a bug.
But when it comes to truck nuts, I think that is absolutely deplorable.
Yeah.
I think that is a terrible person. I instantly have a terrible opinion of you if you're a truck nut kind of person.
That's wild to do. That's definitely wild.
What about a vehicle, about a machine that says scrotum? What is that?
I mean, the people that drive the trucks, they're the ones with the really big penises. So
no, obviously not.
They got to show their balls off too.
I don't agree. I don't understand that logic. I understand there's like that you're compensating for something,
right?
So the taller the truck, the smaller the penis.
Yeah.
But I don't even think that is a fair correlation, because I just think the taller the truck, the bigger the truck, the smaller the man or woman. And if you're a woman with truck nuts, maybe I kind of stand that.
I was gonna say, which way are you gonna go here?
If you're like a lesbian and you have truck nuts,
that's kind of badass.
And you just kind of like to like lock and unlock your car, you got to kick the nuts.
I stand by that.
I kind of love that.
I stand by that.
But for the men out there with truck nuts, I hope to see you freeze to death in the Arctic Circle. I really do.
I think that's pretty good.
Thank you.
I think it's pretty good.
Thank you. I don't want to see your scrotum on the road. Where's the decency? And then these people have the gall to put like a Jesus fish also on their truck too. So it's like, not only am I staring at your scrotum, I'm also thinking about Christ. Christ's scrotum? No, absolutely not.
God and balls. That's what it's about.
Absolutely not.
It's pretty good, man.
Thanks. What do you got? What's your hill today?
My hill to die on is hill to die on for me today. It's tough to say with me,
Are you looking for a wholesome hill, or are you looking for are you trying to cause some controversy for once? You're the sofa, I'm the tomato. I'm acid, you're comfort.
Yeah, I would say that here's the hill. You ready for this?
I've been waiting patiently.
Cheat on your diet.
Cheat on your diet.
Don't cheat on your spouse. Cheat on your diet.
Okay, so there is an acceptable form of cheating.
That's the hill that I'm going to die on here. And there's one thing that I know is that you deserve a little treat. You deserve a little something, something.
Okay.
Once in a while. I mean, I'm not,
So help me understand this hill. Cheating is acceptable, but only on your diet.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cheat on your diet, not your spouse.
Okay.
I think that's fair. That's my hill. Because, I mean.
Yeah.
What's one more donut going to do? But, like, if you cheat in the wrong way, that's a big problem.
I mean, you could totally destroy your life if you cheat on the wrong person.
Exactly.
Steve McNair potentially learned that lesson.
That's in case for the viewers that don't know, Steve McNair may or may not have been murdered by his mistress.
Yes, going full circle.
It's not confirmed. So
there's questions. The police did a questionable job, very kind of OJ-esque, if you will.
Yeah.
But cheating on your diet, totally acceptable form of
I
cheating.
think that's okay. I mean, as long as you're not about to have a heart attack from having too much red meat, and that's like the cheating you're gonna do, then maybe don't cheat on your diet in that way. But find a way to cheat where it can still work.
Like you lost your job, but you're on a diet. You lost your job. Go get that Ben and Jerry's. Is that what you're saying? Get
a Ben and Jerry's. Don't go cheat on your spouse.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's fair. I think that's salient advice.
Find a, if you got to eat a little extra to cope with something, then so be it.
Yeah.
You could be doing much worse things.
Or get like a Diet Coke. What the hell is he doing?
Hey, Dwayne.
Are you digging, buddy?
Lay down.
You digging to China?
You're China? Good dog. Thank you.
Wow, look at those ears. My goodness.
Lovely.
For those who can't see, he is a basset hound with just the floppiest Dumbo-esque ears you may have ever seen. It's a shame that he can't fly.
It is.
But we're working on it.
We are.
But, okay. Cheating. Cheat.
On your diet.
Eat and cheat.
Yeah. My favorite... Can I tell you how I like
what's your favorite cheat meal?
Well, it's obviously going to be pizza for me.
Yeah.
I mean...
But what kind of pizza? That's a very broad spectrum of food.
Well, it depends where I'm at. Depends on what's at my disposal. But, I mean...
if you have everything at your disposal.
I love pepperoni and pineapple.
Pepperoni and pineapple.
Love it. Love, love, love.
Okay.
But I also love what we had last night, which was Italian beef and giardiniera.
Yeah. Giardiniera on pizza is very good.
Crazy good.
Very good. I like the crunch. I like the acidity. The heat is pleasurable.
And then also, but like, I can get down with a good old cheese pizza. I can get down with pepperoni. I can get down with salt. Like, oh my goodness. I almost forgot about sausage, onion, and green peppers.
I would make an argument that pizza could be one of the best foods ever invented.
It's unbelievable.
I think it is so universal. It is so adaptable and, transformable. Have you ever seen that place? It's here where they do like, it's kind of like inverted pizza in a way. It's like where they cook it like in a bowl and the dough is on top, and then when they bring it to the table, they flip the bowl over and then they like pull the bowl out, and it's like a dump pizza in a weird way.
Sounds awesome. No,
I think it's in Lincoln Park. I forget the name of it, but it's like a cash only pizza. It's a pizza pot pie essentially, kind of thing.
I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm in on that.
I would like to try that eventually.
Yeah. So the way that I like to cheat on a diet. Okay.
Yeah.
So I like to be good all week long until I have my cheat day.
Mm-hmm.
And when I have a cheat day,
yeah.
Woo!
Is your cheat day like normally it's a Friday? It's a Saturday.
I love a cheat day on Sunday.
Sunday cheats.
Oh, I cheat on Sunday.
On the Lord's Day.
Woo! Man, if I can catch some football while eating some donuts.
Okay.
And then like turn it around and have some like pizza at the end of that, and then like have some more donuts for dessert. It's just like quick 5,000 to 6,000 calories.
Yeah.
Quick, and then it's just so much that it like literally puts me to sleep. I'm done.
Sure.
And then healthy next 6 days.
I think that's everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Even moderation in moderation.
Wild what I'm doing on these cheat days.
No, I appreciate that. I'm also probably a pizza on a cheat day person. If I'm gonna cheat, and I also don't necessarily believe in dieting anyway, but if I am gonna like diet and then cheat,
sure, we do
on that. I'm usually just kind of like, I'm kind of basic. I want like a frozen pizza, but every slice is drowning in ranch.
Oh, you're a freak.
Is drowning in ranch.
You and Rachel.
The Hidden Valley is maybe the greatest thing that has ever been discovered by man.
You ever have, what is it? Ben's Country Ranch or Ben's Steak Ranch or something?
Never heard of it. I know Ken's. Ken's has good ranch.
Could be Ken's. Ken's
is in the dressing section.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I got that Rachel wanted ranch, and I just picked one, and that's what I picked, and she was like, "Why'd you get this one?" Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
she used it and she was like, "This is the best ranch ever." And then like,
I don't get behind the like weird ranches where it's like bacon ranch,
this was not that.
Avocado ranch, garlic ranch. I just want pure classic ranch, buttermilk ranch.
Sure,
that's what I want.
That's a good. But those other kinds of ranches that you were saying, those are really, really good.
Chipotle ranch
bases for a marinade.
Yes. Well, the ranch mix, the ranch powder, is phenomenal.
Interesting.
You could do so much with it.
Huh.
It's great.
I'm gonna have to try that.
You have to. It's so good. And actually, to make it like a little healthier ranch, to make this cheat a little bit, less unholy in the eyes of my stomach.
God, dude, but you just gotta. If you're gonna do it, just do it, man.
No, like I said, I don't believe in dieting. But anyway, you got to get the ranch packet, and then instead of using, I think it's typically supposed to be made with like sour cream and whatever, Greek yogurt.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. Plain Greek yogurt. And it has to be Faye. I don't agree with, like Oikos is one Chobani is like, that's supposedly a very like good company run by a very decent person.
Okay.
But I'm a Faye. It's the more expensive one, but it's just good.
Okay.
It's just good Greek yogurt. It is. It really is.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I started doing recently?
No.
At Jewel, I started using their online coupons.
Yeah? Are you gonna be an extreme couponer? Are you gonna getting there?
I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
You can get so I'm trying to eat a little healthier here, a little healthier there, and instead of having like a sweet for dinner or after dinner, like a dessert of some sort, like ice cream or something crazy. I'm trying to have like some grapes.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And without this coupon for a bag of the grapes, it's like $11.50 at Jewel.
Those are some fucking expensive grapes.
Then you use this coupon and it's
like gold wrapped grapes.
No, it's not. $2.
What?
If you use the coupon.
Do you do the cotton candy grapes? Is that your
I
thing?
have had that before, and that's solid. But
Yeah.
no, these times no. It's just the green or the red seedless grapes.
Yeah.
It was like $11 unless I used that online coupon. I was like, I'm using that online coupon.
That's crazy.
It's bananas.
You just go on like jewel.com and get these coupons?
It's an app, and then you connect it to your phone, and then it's
there's always an app for that.
I literally was just standing there at the self-checkout, and I always feel a little bit bad, but I just had the guy that was watching it over. I was like, show me how to do it all. Show me everything. How do I do it?
Yeah.
Because I was like,
that's their job. That's a little bit of their job.
Yeah, I guess they're not IT though. I'll tell you that.
No, they're not IT. But if you're not scanning my groceries, I think the least you could do is help me figure out how to use a coupon.
I agree.
Right?
I agree with you there. And then on top of that, they sell like the spicy guac or the regular guac already pre-made for like $6.
Yeah,
they got the deal. $2. The online deal.
I gotta look at these coupons.
It's crazy. So I got all these things. Boom, 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 boom. It was like $12.
I gotta look at these coupons.
It's like Aldi prices. It's nuts. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, and it also frustrates me as a consumer. Because why don't they just give the dang deals? Why do I gotta get the app? Why do I gotta get? I don't want to be on my phone like that. That's the hill I'm gonna die on. Okay,
that's a good hill.
I take back everything I said about cheating on your diet. We come
cheat on your spouse.
Don't do any of that. Stop cheating. Don't ever cheat. No diet. If you're on a diet, stick to your diet. Don't have a cheat day like me. You're gonna get these extra pounds. What you do, a hill to die on though, is these companies. They simply need to stop with the app discounts. Stop it.
Well, you know why they make these apps, right? It's so they can track your purchasing patterns and then they can sell you ads. Of course,
but stop it. You already got us hooked. We're already hooked.
It's too late. We're in.
No,
we're in the matrix.
Exactly. It's too late. We're already hooked. You don't need to get us. It's just enough already. Enough. The Starbucks app is too much. The Dunkin', you got to get one app for every darn restaurant that you go to.
I refuse to download the apps. I do. I don't have the Dunkin' app. I don't have the Starbucks app. I don't have the McDonald's app.
And you know what? You are losing out.
I know.
On Starbucks for sure.
I know, but it's
Rachel just got the Dunkin' app. It's
you don't
so
deserve my
cheaper.
data.
I agree.
You don't deserve my data.
There's going to be so many lawsuits.
Dude, get in. There's a woman on TikTok, and her like whole thing is to like update you on class action lawsuits.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna submit the one for Amazon. Because Amazon, we love Jeff on Sofa Tomatoes,
right?
Or at least I love Jeff on Sofa Tomatoes. Yeah. But let's not beat around the bush here. Jeff is shady boots. He's shady the fucking house down, and allegedly, what they were doing on like Prime members and Prime Day deals, or whatever, they would, mark up the price, even though it was actually like what they were selling you with the Prime discount was the actual price or whatever. And so all these people are thinking that they're getting deals. They're getting 20% off, 35% off, but it's all smoke and mirrors.
Oldest trick in the book.
Exactly. And if that ain't a scam, I don't know what is. But they got sued. They're getting sued for it.
Well,
there is going to be a settlement.
I'll tell you what.
And I want a piece of that pie.
As you know, it's always important to me to follow in footsteps of my heroes. So I've worked at Men's Warehouse like Michael Scott.
Okay.
For a little while.
Michael Scott's one of your heroes.
No, but it's just funny that, we both got the opportunity to work there. And they have the same deal every other week. So one deal, it's buy one, get one half off. And then the next week it's buy one, get two half off.
Like shirts, pants.
Yeah, you name it.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just revolving. There's not a week that there's not a deal. It's buy one, get one half off. And then the next week it's buy one, get one, two off. So like no matter what you're coming in, you're getting a deal.
Mm-hmm.
But you're only actually getting a deal if it's on every second week.
Sure.
You see what I mean? Because the first week,
right?
They're just scheming to get you to buy more than one shirt.
Totally.
Because if you buy more than one shirt, you got to buy more than one pant.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to buy more than one tie.
Right. At that point, just get a whole new suit.
Custom. You customize that, baby.
Yeah. Have it measured up for you. The guy's got the tape around his neck for a reason.
I hated doing that.
So, yeah, retail is something I've never been. I've never had the luxury of working retail. I've only worked in service my entire life.
It's not too late.
I don't see myself going back to retail. I don't see that as like a career progression for me. But you never know. You never know where the world's going to be in the next couple of years.
You literally never know.
So, but I can't. I can't with the deals. I got to get those coupons though. That's a game changer because I like Aldi. I do appreciate her and what she does, but I think Jewel's Produce is a little bit better.
For sure.
So that's why I still am kind of a loyal Jewel shopper.
Well, when you go to Jewel, they got deals on with a white background sign, and then they got the deals with the blue background.
Okay.
The ones with the blue are all online coupons.
Interesting.
All of them.
Okay.
So the amount of people that are going and they're seeing these prices, they're picking stuff up and they're scanning it, and then they're probably buying it thinking that they might get, or they're like, why am I not getting the deal? Blah 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 blah. But it's just because you don't have the app. You're not doing it
because they need your data too. Huh. Okay, that's fascinating. I'll look into that. I will look into that.
Yeah.
But we're already about an hour in. We haven't even gotten to the main topic, but we kind of like briefly touched on it. I guess
it doesn't matter.
But at this point, a scam is a scam.
Yeah.
And I hate them. I hate scammers. I hate scam artists. That's the main topic. If you haven't caught on yet, it's scams. Yeah. I've been scammed multiple times in my life. I don't know how often you've been scammed.
Oh, I've been scammed.
It is what it is. That like as money exists, people will scam. I think.
Do you have like a favorite phone call scam that you get?
Yes,
I do. I got a favorite.
Yes. So I've had a few good ones where I like The one they call me and they're asking about like my car warranty, but I didn't have a car until
Your
just
extended warranty.
my extended warranty.
Oh,
But
that's a
I haven't had a
classic.
car until like just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that one's brutal.
And I usually like to say that I'm actually in the hospital with a terrible accident. This is a horrible time to call me.
Oh my gosh.
I also appreciate. I'm gonna call this a scam, but this might be a touchy subject to some people. But like when the Mormons or the Jehovah's Witnesses come to your door and try and preach the gospel to you.
Sure.
One time we had, I don't remember if they were Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses, but they came to the house and I answered the front door, and my immediate words to them was, "No, thank you, hail Satan," and I closed the door on them. So
that's intense.
I think it's fine. The look on their face was amazing because our front door was like bright red too. So it was just like they looked at it and they like looked it up and down like, and then they're like,
"You got them."
You know? Oh, it was great. It was great. It was great. These people, you're not getting me in your cult. I'm going to join another cult. I'm going to join the cult of Jeff Bezos before I join Jehovah's Witness or the Mormon Church.
The phone scam that I like.
Tell me about it.
Love this one. It's when I get a call and they go, "Hi, my name's Lieutenant blah, blah, blah with the Rosemont or whatever police." And they say, "We have video footage of you, ... And then they go, "How would you like to donate to the Rosemont police or whatever?"
What?
Oh my goodness.
I've never heard of this.
I have gotten this call 30, 50 times.
Wait, so is this the Rosemont Police Department scamming you into donating to the police department?
No, I'm not saying it's exactly the Rosemont. It's
or just a police department in general.
Been a police department in general, yeah. And the first time they did it, I got this call. I remember my heart sank into my stomach.
Right, you're getting arrested.
And I was like, "Oh my God. I swear I didn't do anything. What did I do?" And I'm like going back in my head and I'm like, what could they have? And I'm like, nothing. I've been good. And then lo and behold, then they start asking for a dono. And I'm just like, are you out of your freaking mind?
Wow. I've not heard that one. That's new. That's a new one.
I hope you get it.
I've gotten the one. It's like, well, I don't like, since I'm still on my parents' phone bill.
Yeah.
I'll get phone calls where I'll answer it and they'll be like, "Tom?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Okay, bye." And they'll just like hang up on me. And then one scam that I remember that impacted not me, but my mom, was, this is like early Facebook scams.
Right.
You know, these poor people that don't understand, like didn't grow up in the age of internet scams. Mm-hmm. You know, they think that internet is gospel and truth. And so my mom her Facebook got hacked.
Right.
And on the hackers posted on her status, back when Facebook statuses were like a thing,
definitely,
was like, "To my friends and family, you know, help me so much. I'm trapped in Wales. I need money to get home." And Wales, the country.
I know Wales.
Yeah. And some people, when I tell that story, they're like, "The fucking animal? Your mom's trapped in a whale, like Finding Nemo?"
Oh
no.
My God.
But Wales, the country, that my mom on a random Tuesday flew to Wales and then got trapped there. And so I remember being home and my yaya called and she was like, "Michael, where is your mother?" And I'm like, "She's in the kitchen."
Oh my goodness.
She's like, "She's not in Wales? She's not. Why is she in Wales?" I'm like, "Yeah, she's in the kitchen. Do you want me to go get her?" She's like, "Yes, go get your mother."
Oh my goodness.
And then so like
Did your yaya send money?
No, thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah, but she would be that person. But she's, you know, very suspicious of people.
Good.
She's naturally kind of a pessimist and doesn't trust people.
Fair.
So she wouldn't be the first to fall for a scam, but if you press hard enough, she would be.
Okay.
But, you know, that's when my mom found out her Facebook got hacked and people were messaging her left and right that she was trapped in Wales. And
trapped in Wales and access to Facebook.
Which also, like, if you're going to be trapped in a country, Wales is not a bad country to be trapped in. Like, at least they speak English, you know? Like, why wouldn't it be like somewhere like more desperate? Like she's trapped in the Congo.
Yeah,
you know,
so
like
true.
they took her and they're selling her for blood diamonds. You know, she went mining for blood diamonds to save the children. Whatever. It could have been any story, but instead it's like, no, she's actually trapped in a very pleasant country called Wales in the UK. Excuse me?
That's just crazy stuff.
Yeah, but that's probably been like the bulk of my internet scam experience. My parents have been scammed more than I have, actually.
Well,
via the internet. My parents got scammed out of a boat once, and I was the one that caught the scam, but it was too late because they already wired the money.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was bad. So after we sold the boat, this was before we got like the red one that you came on. You know, my dad was in that transition period where he's like, oh, I really miss having a boat. I really want to get a boat. And so they found this ad on Craigslist, which if you don't know Craigslist, Craig is really good with scam artists.
Scam alert.
And so, you know, they found this like deal that was too good to pass up in this boat in St. Louis.
Oh no.
And, you know, they just wired money sight unseen, which is something you should never do.
Never.
But they caught him at a bad time. You know, he had just had some major surgeries, and you know, Nicole and I were in college. You know, so he was just like, I really want this part of my life to come back. And so he wired the money, and I'm looking at the advertisement on Craigslist, and I'm like, Dad, where did they say this boat was? He's like, it's in St. Louis, and I was like, okay, would they drive it to Florida? Because these buoys and these poles, this is like what we saw in the Gulf. Like, this is not what you would see in like the Ozarks or something. This is ocean territory. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, look at it. And then, you know, and then we look at it a little bit further, whatever. He calls the guy like that he wired the money to. And he literally just flat out says, are you guys a fucking scam? And then they hang up.
Oh, of course.
So they were, obviously.
Of course they were.
You know, admittance by silence,
easy
I guess.
Money.
They played the fifth to some regard. But then the police had to get involved. They ended up catching the people.
Wow.
In California.
Oh.
But the money was not. The money was gone.
Yikes.
So yeah, people be scamming. Never buy something, especially on Craigslist, sight unseen.
I agree with that.
But yeah, they were out a couple of grand. It was a sad day.
Scary time.
But you learn. With each time you get scammed comes a learning opportunity.
I agree.
And I recently had a learning opportunity with purchasing my car from a dealership. I got bamboozled on some warranties.
Yep.
Which, you know, I've learned from that mistake. I'm learning from all my mistakes, hopefully.
We do it.
And moving forward, I now know what to do when I buy a car. Note to self, always ask for everything in writing, and then you won't get scammed.
Facts. Boom.
So
don't get scammed, you guys.
That's some advice that I have for those people trying not to get scammed, because the scammers are out there, man. The scammers are ripe, and AI is only going to make it worse.
I know.
Because if you so I don't know if this is true, but this is on like Dateline or something.
Okay.
Or not Dateline, or like 60 Minutes or whatever.
Right.
Where they're saying that like you get a scammer call, right? And they have you on the phone, you're talking to a computer that you don't know it's a computer. They're saving your voice.
Yep.
And so then they'll call your relatives with your voice and help me, I'm trapped in Wales. And then they're going to believe you because it sounds like you.
That's
crazy.
It's tough out there.
That's unreal. I mean, like, that technology is fascinating, but also terrifying.
So bad.
And I don't know, maybe like we're lucky enough to grow up in a generation of the internet, you know, to have some exposure to know, like, we have better, I think, signals when it comes to catching scams on the internet. I think we do.
I like to think that I could spot a scam from a mile away these days.
But our parents who didn't grow up with the internet and aren't maybe perhaps very technically savvy, or even our grandparents, you know, they're the real victims here.
Yeah. I'm sure the numbers are crazy about the amount of money that goes towards people that.
Oh my God. Scam. Have you ever heard, like, I don't want to keep going too far, but there's another like famous type of scam. You ever heard of pig butchering?
No.
It's a widespread type of scam. And the name is awful, but I have no idea why it's called pig butchering. But so essentially what pig butchering is that you'll get a text message from somebody that's like, hey, so sorry I couldn't make yoga. Let's try and reschedule. So you'll respond being like, hey, it looks like you have the wrong number. And they'll respond back to you and be like, oh my God, thank you so much. You sound like such a great person. How are you doing?
Yeah.
And so they
try to get you talking.
They get you talking. They get you in on your emotions. People are being lonely. People are lonelier than ever these days. And, they eventually get you to, all your financial information, personal information. You build relationships with these fake people. So they start asking you for money. There's one story that went so far as this guy who owned a bank got pig butchered and ended up having to close the bank. They had to file bankruptcy because he had given all the money to these scam artists.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy. So be on the lookout for those. I've gotten a pig butcher text message, actually.
I've gotten a couple of those, and I'm very good at just ignoring those.
Well, I just say like wrong number, and then they're like, oh, thank you so much. You sound like a great person. And I just don't respond after that.
Yeah.
I don't know you. I don't care about you.
I've gotten ones that are like, I've got the volume. Let me know what you need. And I'm like
drugs?
It could be, who knows?
Like
rubber duckies.
I got the volume. That sounds very ominous.
It was wild. And I was just
like, the one I got was like, hey, I'm sorry I missed yoga. Do you want to reschedule? Or like, I got another one where it's just like, hey, is dinner at 7 tonight?
Weird.
Yeah.
That shit's so weird. Pass. I'm out. That gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It's kind of creepy.
Gives me the heebies and the jeebies.
But that's just, the world we live in these days.
Fuck a scam.
Greedy, money, scams, love it.
Well, I think we did it. You got anything else?
No. I feel like I've said everything that needed to be said today.
Me too. I feel like we got a good bit going.
Yeah. So. When in doubt, fuck these scam artists.
Fuck the scam artists.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Yep. Screw the apps for all the different restaurants and stuff.
We should talk about apps on a different episode.
We'll dive deep. We'll get in there.
We should do apps.
We will. We'll have to. Appetizers and applications.
Ooh, teasers.
Apps and apps.
Apps and apps. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good one.
We're going to get into it.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm Tom Sofa.
Mike Tomato.
And this is Sofa Tomatoes. Thanks again. Bye, guys.
Au revoir.